Welcome, wonderful people. This is Mr. Ndabezita once again, and we are still looking at complex numbers. Right. Another problem that I want us to look at is the following. They say find the values of x and the value of y in the following equation, given further that x is an element of a real number and y is also an element of a real number. So we have x plus yi into 3 plus 4i, and this is equal to 3 minus 4i. So we must find the values of x and y in this complex number. We know there are two ways of looking at this. We can either make x plus y the subject of the formula or 3 plus I the subject of the formula. So whichever way you choose that works best for you is fine. We are more than fine with that, right? But I'm going to choose a method that can try and make things a little bit easier for me to work with. So what I'm going to do as myself, I'm going to make x plus yi be the subject of the formula. So in here, I'm not going to use the distributive property. I'm going to make this the subject of the formula by dividing by 3 plus 4i, 3 plus 4i. So that this into this goes once. My x plus yi equals 3 minus 4i, 3 plus 4i. And then secondly, what I will do, as always, I will multiply by the conjugate of the denominator, which will be 3 minus 4i, or 3 minus 4i. So I am trying to rationalize the denominator there. I hope that we are fine. We know from this exactly what will transpire. X plus yi will be equals to, this is 9 minus 12 minus 12, that is minus 24, I plus 16i squared. Divide. This will be also 9 minus 12 plus 12, that is 0. Minus 16i squared. This is exactly what we will have. Taking I squared equals to negative 1, and I have my x plus yi equals 9 minus 24i plus 16 into negative 1 all over 9 minus 16 into negative 1. And I will have, this will be 9 plus 16. 9 plus 16, let me just try to check very quickly. 9 plus 16. So we have 9 plus 16. We have a calculator. We don't have to stress ourselves about these things. We just say this is negative, so we will have 9 minus 16. So let me just go very quick to say 9 minus 16, we get minus 7, because this becomes negative and they are like terms. You have 9 minus 16, which is minus 7. So we have minus 7 minus 24i divided by, this will be positive, that's 9 plus 16, which is 25. Okay, and that is x plus yi equals minus 7 minus 24i. Now remember what the question said. The question said that we should find the values of x and y where x and y are real numbers. Okay, so what do we do from here? That should be the question. When we are at this stage, what is it that we can do? Now this 25 can divide everything in here. This will be minus 7 over 25 minus 24i over 25. Very, very important that we understand that. So this will be the value of x, the real part, and this will be the value of y, the imaginary part. So my x will be negative 7 over 25, and my y will be negative 24 over 25. Those should be the values of x and y. If x and y are real numbers, so my x will be negative 7 over 25, and my y will be minus 24 over 25. And we are done. We are very much done. Right, be that as it may, let's go to another problem. Now, another problem that we have is the following. The complex number z satisfies the equation. So we are given the complex number z, which satisfies the equation 4z minus 3z. What is that? That would denote the conjugate. This is equals to 1 minus 18i divided by 2 minus I. I don't know whether this is copied correct. Yes, they say where z with a line on top denotes the complex conjugate of z. So they tell you that this denotes complex conjugate of z. So z line denotes the complex conjugate of z. Solve the equation by giving the answer in the form. So they want the answer in the form x plus y I. Yes, this is how where x and y are real numbers. Write your answer in the form this, where x and y are real numbers. Now, how are we going to even begin with this problem? That is the question. How are we even going to begin with this problem? Now, somebody can look into that and say, okay, that's fine. The problem is being given to us. So how are we going to rewrite that? Now, I know that I have 4z minus 3z line equals 1 minus 18i divided by 2 minus I. This is the original problem. And I know that z line, or we can say z, let's call that a bar. Z bar equals the complex conjugate of z. So meaning I must find a way of rewriting this so that I have z, and then once I have z, I can find the conjugate of z. Now the question is, how am I going to do that? That is the question. Now, that's fine. This is very much fine. So I think what I can do from here, I can say, okay, I have my 4z, making z the subject of the formula. This will be 1 minus 18i, 2 minus I. We have this. Take this to the other side. This will be plus z bar. This is exactly what I will have. And by just looking into this, I'm trying to find the value of z. Okay, so where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because when I am here, things becomes a little bit complicated for me to work with. So the easiest way of continuing with this would be the following.